Cedarbrae Collegiate Institute in Scarborough, Ontario, the crown jewel of TDSB IT. A dream that started with Moodle became a teaching and learning reality. Join us now and experience the Cedarbrae Science, Information, Communication, and Technology Experience.
Moodle is an invaluable resource that we here at Cedarbrae really can't get enough of. We use Moodle as an online blended learning environment that effectively enables students to extend learning beyond the classroom. On this grade 11 biology Moodle, students are able to print and access PowerPoints on their own laptops, which helps when students have misplaced handouts or missed class. We are also able to post videos, engage students in online collaboration and discussion, as well as conduct assessment for and of learning activities. Posting reminders for tests and quizzes is another benefit of this software. Student interest in Moodle is growing rapidly, as Moodle is user-friendly and readily available to all students. Using online classroom software not only prepares our students for university, but also helps Cedarbrae to reach its equal goal by not using as much paper in the classroom.
At Cedarbrae, we're not just a one-trick pony. We use other sites other than Moodle as well. Google Sites offers a great platform to host a class website. On the side, you can have all the different classes that you're teaching. The students can then access their class to view calendars of important dates, as well as their homework, and a file cabinet that allows for lessons to be posted, so students can review, especially for those who have missed classes.
Using virtual field trip software, students are able to explore areas of the world that they may never have access to. In our grade 9 science class, we use Africam to investigate animal behavior and diversity in its specific niche. Below you can see here that we have an Africam of the elephant plains, the Norco-Hopan, and the Tembe. So when you click on any of these Africams, it shows you the animals in their natural environment, along with video feed and audio feed.
Using wikis, such as PBWorks, allows us to participate in projects such as Global Teenager Project. We're using digital learning circles and global collaboration to answer major world issues. Students introduce themselves on the wiki in a global form that allow us to get to know each other's cultures and differences between our students. We then pose questions that are answered through the wiki and allow for global collaboration in answering that. Students have their own wikis where they can actually work on answering stage and collaborating their own files. These students have introduced themselves to other students around the world. They've also then posed questions about fertilizers and see how it affects the environment around the world. They've then also answered questions from another group. It's gone to the extent that we've actually established a Facebook group where students can collaborate and meet each other online and further discuss problems. Using Skype and through the Global Teenager Project, our school collaborated with Kavakali School in Kenya to discuss environmental issues. We had a warm-up chat that got to know each other on a personal level and discuss cultures. We are also using these videos as a training piece to talk to other schools about the importance of global collaboration. Here's a section of the session.
Through the use of virtual labs, students are able to access state-of-the-art materials that otherwise would not be accessible in the common classroom. Students in the grade 11 biology class use SpongeLab Interactive to investigate microscopic plant structures and factors that affect plant growth. By being introduced to new software, students are better able to develop the 21st century skills needed to succeed in the competitive workplace. In the grade 11 biology class, students completed task cards related to each of the activities on the SpongeLab Interactive website. Students were able to use diagrams to study for tests and to copy down materials off of this website.
Using online simulations such as PhET, students can manipulate circuits and create elaborate designs where they can test out relationships such as V equals IR and other concepts that are sometimes hard to grasp. Here students can add extra light bulbs and complete parallel circuits showing the flow of electrons. They can also measure things like voltage and see how they compare across different mediums.
Virtual laboratory simulations through websites like explorelearning.com allow students to complete genuine inquiry, where they're free to experiment without any concerns for safety or cost. Students get immediate results and can control the conditions of the experiment with a level of control that you couldn't get in the real laboratory. They're also able to generate their own scenarios and situations to experiment upon, putting the learning in the students' hands. There's also cases where experimentation in science isn't possible, and the students can run a simulation to help them figure out difficult concepts that they may not be able to understand because they involve abstract ideas and things that they can't see in real life. It also allows great spans of time, and a lot of science requires a lot of time. With simulations, they can pass time much more quickly than they ever possibly could in the real world, making simulations and virtual laboratory experiences second to none. We do use real-life experimentation, and the virtual simulations in some cases can provide either a preparatory element or a confirmation element for real-life labs that they do in class. Students always give positive feedback about the virtual lab experience and often cite it as a key learning tool for understanding difficult concepts. Convenient assessment tools as part of the websites give teachers an opportunity to see how well students are doing, and more importantly, give students an opportunity to see how well they're doing. With immediate feedback, they can see areas in their learning where there's gaps and that they need to continue to work on. They can then go back into the simulation and figure out the concepts that they're still having difficulty with.
Especially in science, we look at things at the really big scale as well as very small. This simulation allows students to go through and change the scale of objects to see how small things actually are we're working with. To try and find the size of an atom, a student can compare common things that they have a concept of and refer to things like atoms, protons, viruses, and different wavelengths of light.
WebQuests are a great resource for both students and teachers to enhance and extend learning beyond the classroom. Grade 9 Science and Grade 10 Science classes use WebQuest to investigate various STSE components of the curriculum. Grade 9 Science students use this WebQuest to investigate the pros and cons of renewable and non-renewable energy sources.
Using Virtual Researcher on call, teachers can connect students to researchers from around the world. In chemistry, we've chatted with a professor on green chemistry and talking about the importance of students entering into chemistry with a global green perspective. Using ClearSea, a video conferencing software, we're allowed to connect from professors from North America to around the world. Students are digital natives. They love using technology any chance they can get. For projects, students can use wikis to publish the information instead of putting it on a poster. A great project that we've done here at Cedarbrae is completed a element superhero, where they're creating a superhero based on the chemical properties of that element. Using programs such as Superhero Machine, the students are allowed to customize a character that they think will best represent that element after their research. They can then use the wiki to publish their work and share amongst their classmates.
Hey Brandon.
Hey Ashen.
Have you heard of this really cool thing called Skype?
No, what is it?
Well, it's this software that you can use with your classes that is kind of like a telephone call, but you're doing it face to face.
Wow, that sounds awesome. What did you do in your class?
Well, in my grade 9 academic science class, we talked about whether it was better to use salt or sand on the roads in the winter, in terms of whether it was good for the environment or not. And what we did is we had an inter-school debate with another class from our school, that was a business class, and we discussed the pros and cons from an economic and scientific standpoint on whether it was better to use salt or sand.
Wow, that sounds engaging.
It is. Have you done anything with Skype?
Oh wait, I remember now. That call that I made to Kenya was using Skype. Look how engaged the students are. They're all talking about different cultural differences and also cultural similarities. We started discussing all about the environment and how different aspects and sustainability all come together. It was a great lesson.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you can use Skype globally too?
Yep, it works around the world and it's free.
Very cool.
Gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Moodle has been a key resource in the development of the ICT program at Cedarbrae. Moodle is a platform for teachers to share information and communicate with students in a variety of ways. When students log on, they see all their available Moodles on this page, and they can quickly access their courses and classes. Test anxiety is a big problem for students. They get so nervous about tests that their performance is sometimes harmed by it. Through Moodle, we can provide live exam review before exams for students to talk to their teacher right in the nick of time when they're most worried. As well, Moodle allows for practice quizzes to be completed by students, and they get immediate feedback so they know how they're doing in the course, and they can feel a little more relaxed going into the test. It's a great platform for students to complete projects and create materials on the web, such as embedded wikis within the Moodle. As well, Moodle is an amazing way for teachers to collaborate with each other. For example, our Moodle collaboration with David and Mary Thompson, where all of their Moodles and all of our Moodles are shared, so we essentially have one large department that works together digitally. Without Moodle, I don't think we could have achieved what we have with the ICT program at Cedarbrae. It certainly is an invaluable tool for teachers.
Using wikis, students can create fluid documents that allow them to make changes throughout a unit of a course. For this unit, students were required to pick a power source and promote it to the mayor if a new island opened in Lake Ontario. They'd have to use critical thinking skills and all sorts of abstract concepts to come up with the best type of power that they think Lake Ontario would use. They'd have to consult other parties involved and look at the interests of the public. Here, Rochelle talked about solar panel and put her pilot to the mayor. She incorporated YouTube videos and other things into her wikis.
This is just the tip of the iceberg of the Cedarbrae Science ICT experience. If selected for the computer cards, that'll enhance our ability to continue to innovate with proven results in the ICT field. Thanks so much for your consideration, and thanks for listening and watching.